Hi everyone, this is your host Prasha and welcome to Her STEM Stories, episode number 97. We're only 3 episodes away from the big 100 and I'm so excited to have you on board this wonderful ride. And if you're just joining our show, make sure you binge listen all 90 plus episodes that I have produced in the last 2 years. So in today's episode, I'll be talking about if you're not learning, you're not growing, and how to learn effectively. So let's get started. So one of my biggest role models is Indra Nooyi, and she was the CEO of PepsiCo for the longest time, about a decade. And she always says that one should be a lifelong learner if they want to be successful. So when we don't make space for learning, we really don't make any space for self-growth. The first 12 to 16 years of our lives, we're spending learning in classrooms. But as soon as we graduate, we stop it completely. We aren't a student anymore, but here we are in the classroom of life. So I see a lot of irony in that. So how to bring back learning to your life and how to set yourself on this path of becoming a lifelong learner. So number one, I think switch from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And this is a really hard thing to do and you have to work on it. And I recommend reading this book called Mindset by Carol Dweck, The New Psychology of Success. This book is amazing because this book really talks about the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset and how you can really change that if you're struggling with it currently. And it's really good to start there because if you don't have a growth mindset, then learning is going to seem really empty and you really need to first change your mindset, okay? Number 2, list your capabilities that will help you overcome your weaknesses. For example, in my case, I never learned how to write professionally or even write properly. And so when I got into blogging, believe it or not, I had a blog, and I took an online course on writing, and it was such a great course because it taught me how to frame sentences, it taught me about grammar, taught me about a lot of things that I didn't know about. So it was really wonderful and eye-opening. So list that capabilities that are really the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And number 3, utilize the innumerable free resources that exist on the internet. I know you already probably use some of them, but really think about how much value these things can add to your life, like podcasts, influencers on social media, books. Oh my God, I derive most of my knowledge and dedicate my learning through books, online courses and apps like Skillshare, or YouTube channels that are free and you're already using them for something. I bet you're using them for cooking, you're using them for makeup, you're using them for styling, for pictures, but try to think about them as more resources that can really teach you about life in general and about things that you really need to work on. And look at those things as resources more than just entertainment. And number 4, find one day a week that you will spend at least 1 hour learning something new. So I don't want you to learn like all the time. You don't have to go back to school for this. This is just perpetual learning, like constant learning, which leads to continuous improvement of ourselves and our lives. And so find a day in the beginning. I definitely want you to find a day or a week where you are going to definitely sit down and learn. If that means signing up for a course and making time, you can set up an alarm on your phone and go do it. Or signing up for a class and get out of your house and go do it there, whether it's learning how to meditate or do yoga. This also helps you foster a sense of community. If you do it outside the house, you're going to meet more people that are like-minded, and it's going to really help you in flourishing and growing. So definitely make that time to learn something new. And learning is really uncomfortable. So remember that. It's going to feel like really uncomfortable in the beginning. But once you breathe through it and go to the other side where you have learned something new, it can get really addicting and it can get really, really fun because you see the change in you. Number 5, and the most important thing, is find ways to do and learn. And a lot of us don't do that either. We learn too much and never apply it, or we apply it and don't stop and reflect upon what we learned from our application. So you got to make a balance between doing and learning, but you definitely have to find ways to do and learn, because when you do and learn, there is so much more value to it. So if you think about learning, I feel like you should think about it in 2 steps. One is, of course, the book learning, the textbook learning from someone who knows a little bit more than you. But then number 2 can be applying that, because the learning loop does not complete until you actually put this in action. So you definitely have to find more ways of doing it. That's how I learned podcasting. I didn't know anything about it. I just took like one YouTube video and I watched it, and I ordered stuff that I found online, and I just hit record, and slowly I learned it, and I'm still learning every day, and I'm still getting better at it, and I'm improving. But if I wouldn't have published that first episode, I wouldn't have accelerated my learning. So doing really sets things in motion and accelerates how fast you learn. If you don't do and just try to just learn, you're going to feel stagnated and you're going to feel like stuck. So the only way to unstuck yourself is actually putting these lessons into action. And for, in case like you're learning how to write, you should do that blog. You should write it and put it out there for the world to critique. And so you can learn from that. And the biggest difference between classroom learning and lifelong learning is the fact that in classrooms we have exams to check if we learned something or not, if we understood it, and if the concepts are clear. But in life, that's not the case. So you have to create your own exam, if you will. And that exam is going to be doing it, publishing it, hitting send, hitting record, and really putting it out there in the world. You have to find more ways of doing that for things you like to do, especially for things that you like to do. And my podcasting is a great example of that. So take inspired action. That is extremely important as you make learning a part of your life. So right now, like I'm learning how to coach, and I'm learning how to coach people. And the way I'm learning it is, of course, through courses and stuff. But the biggest place that I learn it is by coaching people. So that's the best way of learning new things. So, and then finally, just stay curious and open-minded as you move through this incredible classroom of life and strive to become a lifelong learner. I am really excited that I'm able to share all these wonderful confidence tools with you. If you're just joining us on this series, make sure you go back and check out all solo episodes in January, which are 100% focused on building your confidence toolbox, and we're almost towards the end of it. Today, I really encourage you to sign up for more information on my coaching program, which launches in just 1 week. So please sign up for it by using the links in the episode notes, and follow me on Instagram at Prasha_Dutra, and follow me for all updates on this amazing thing that I'm so excited about, helping women in STEM feel more confident and less anxious in their STEM journeys. So please look it up and sign up for more information, and I will see you again next week. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.